nickel is going to be very vital. I'm really intrigued to see what that actually looks like, on the field. I figured that there was going to be a way to get Landon Collins and Cameron Curl out there on the field together. I know the last time that Corey was on the show, he was pretty much pissed off at Landon Collins. Corey, has your take on Landon Collins changed or still the same?
I think it's still it's been impressed, but I don't think it's changed. The dude's a walking linebacker. I said that on here last time, and when you put him in this Buffalo nickel, he's pretty much going to be your third linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the linebacking where they kept 4 originally, and then you add David Mayo on there. This is the pure definition of position flex that Ron's been talking about forever, it seems like now, but he was talking about it in the fall. In the spring.
Mm-hmm.
You bring Landon Collins down, you keep Shaka Toney on the roster, bring him up on some plays as a linebacker. So,
Yep.
like I said, at the end of the day, have I been impressed by Landon Collins? Yes. Has my
I
opinion
think what I like
changed
about
of
the
him?
safety position is that we have so much flexibility at the safety position
Mm-hmm.
in terms of you have Cam that can play free or strong. You have DeShazer Everett who can play free or strong. Derek Forrest, I like him as a free. I think he roams really well, but apparently he can play strong safety as well. So I think you're going to see a lot of guys being flipped into positions
Mm-hmm.
in very situation-specific types of sets.
Right.
But in the end, I think it's going to be the Cam and Landon show, at that dual strong safety. Or you might even see if they go to a 4 defensive back set, you might see Cam at free instead of Bobby McCain. Bobby McCain right now is apparently slotted to be the starter,
Right.
which I was kind of surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of how much competition there was. But then again, all my Dolphins fan friends were sad to see McCain go. So
Mm-hmm.
he must have been impressive to somebody.
Right. So my whole thing with McCain is he's better than any free safety that we've had in the past, I don't know how many years. It was a need. It's one of those things where even bringing in a Fitzpatrick, which Corey is not really a fan of, a lot of us aren't fans of Fitzpatrick, but he is better than what we've had. So it's not necessarily like, oh, this player is just so amazing or this player is so good. The real thing is this player is so much better than what we've had. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I look at it. And we'll see what happens when the season starts. What do you think our strengths are? I'm gonna start with Phil, then I'm gonna go to Corey. What is the strength of this team?
The defense. Actually, I say that like it's so obvious, but I think that our offense is on paper. Obviously, we haven't seen too much of it yet, but on paper, our offense has improved significantly because the young guys are coming up. We brought in some talent, but the defense is really mostly homegrown.
Right.
I think the defense is still ahead of the offense, but not the gap that we saw last year. I think we have an ability to control the clock now.
Yep.
And I think that's going to be our strength because the less our defense is on the field, the better. Mm-hmm. And I think that's just going to allow them to do what they want to do, command the game. So I think our ability to control the clock has improved significantly, and I think that's going to be our strength, not just in the offense holding the ball, but the defense getting other teams off the field.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's going to be our strength.
Now, follow-up question for you. You say that the running game is going to be our strength. Do you trust Patterson running through the middle? Do you trust him as a guy that can get you a 3rd and 1 or a 4th and 1?
I have no reason not to. I haven't seen anything that makes me say he can't.
I respect it.
I mean, he is the reason why Peyton Barber is no longer on this team.
Yep, facts. And I see him as a backup not only to J.D. McKissick, but also to Antonio Gibson. And I was listening to the podcast, the Bleeding Burgundy podcast. I believe that's the name, with Jalen. Is it right, Corey?
Yep.
I know you guys know each other from camp. Yeah.
Yep.
So he was talking to Patterson, and Patterson was talking about how his game mirrors a Ray Rice or even a Maurice Jones-Drew, and that's something that I've always said. And for him to say it with his own mouth, that was like, you know what? Wow. Because when you have a unique blend of, speed and size, yeah, he's short, but he's also strong. So, Corey, what are the strengths of this team, or the main strength of this team that we need to, really focus on come Sunday?
I think main
outside of defense, because defense is an easy answer.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm gonna give you one, and it's way out in left field. I think our return game is a strength with DeAndre. Hi, there you go. I'm saying, with the fact that you bring in somebody like DeAndre Carter, where I think he doesn't clean up that. If he cleans up his fumbling act, Ron and them kept 7 wide receivers and pretty much kept an exclusive returner on there. And, I saw at training camp the fact that this guy, anytime Dax, he struggled on the gun, Steve Sims struggled on the gun when they were fielding punts. DeAndre Carter, boom, boom, boom. They just came to him. So if you got somebody that's not going to put you in a hole but gives your offense good starting position, especially with your quarterback like Ryan Fitzpatrick, who's still learning this system. Let's not, he might have seen everything in their mama twice, but this is still a new system at the end of the day that gives him an opportunity to learn this. And then even kind of echoing what you guys said, I think the running backs but the wide receivers
Sunday,
aren't underrated.
There's some matchups. There's some special matchups that everybody's talking about. And one is, I think it's Rashawn Slayton versus Chase Young. There's always that, and then there's also the Chase Young versus Herbert narrative. Oh, we should have drafted Herbert. Look, nobody was talking about Herbert until Tyrod got poked in the ribs by the doctor. Nobody was saying anything about Herbert. Chargers were happy to have a Herbert to see what they have in him. It was two of this, two of that.
So I was a Herbert guy, but I did not think we should have taken him over Chase then, and I don't think it now. Yeah. But I did think Herbert was the second best quarterback in that class.
Who was the first?
Burrow.
Okay. Yeah. Burrow's always the forgotten one because we had no access to him. There was no way possible that Cincinnati would have traded down.
Here's the thing that's going to disappoint Chargers fans who think, oh, we got Rashawn Slater. He's going to dominate Chase Young. I heard, by the way, tune in tomorrow. We're going to be with the guys from the Charger Chat podcast, who I listened to them say that Rashawn Slater is going to hold Chase Young to 0 sacks. Here's the thing that's going to disappoint a lot of these guys. First of all, Rashawn Slater's left tackle. Chase Young usually lines up over right tackle. So I don't know what you're thinking there, but Rashawn Slater's got to hold back Montez Sweat, who had more sacks than Chase Young last year.
Come on.
Let me tell you something, and it doesn't matter. Rashawn Slater's going to be facing guys all day, whether it's Chase or Montez, who can rush the passer.
Absolutely.
These are both elite level defensive ends, edge rushers. And this kid has to go out here in his first game and has to be that good that he's going to, put up a 0 burger. No. And your right tackle better be ready because he's seeing a lot of Chase Young coming at him in many different ways. So they're going to have to throw in all their double and triple teams.
Here's my whole take. My whole take with Fitzpatrick is better than what we had last year. Nobody is bringing in Fitzpatrick here to be a superhero. And if you're depending on Fitzpatrick to be your knight in shining armor, that's not who he is. If you're looking for Fitzpatrick to be Aaron Rodgers, that's not who he is. But what he will give you is hope. I'm not saying that hope wins you games or loses you game. You're looking at me crazy. You look at the game last year. Look at games last year. When we're losing, what does Alex Smith do? Historically. Thank you. So for me, all I need is just a little bit of hope. We need enough. Just like you say, Leno is enough. Fitzpatrick is enough compared to what we had last year, based off of who was available, based off of how much money we had. He is enough. We don't need him to come here and carry the team. We just need him to make enough plays. And you're going to see it this year with Terry. You're going to see it this year with De'Ami Brown. He gives you another element. You know, if he can limit those turnovers, guess what? Okay, I put it like this. Last year, if Alex Smith played in that game versus the Bucks, we don't win. We don't even have a chance. Like, it wouldn't even have been close. Thank God that Taylor Heineke came in and showed us what competent quarterback play looks like. If you replace Heineke with Fitz, even in that game, he still gives you a chance to win. All I'm saying is we have improved by a major margin from what we had last year to Fitz. That's my take on the quarterback position.